In this problem, we have Mrs. Corjanis buying Tiger tickets and myself buying Tiger tickets. So the first thing you always want to do is what information doesn't matter. And the section 140 for the terrace and the outfield boxes don't matter, so you could just cross that information out. Some students today wanted to put that in the equations, but you don't need to. Now what you really want to pay attention to is the questions. That will tell you the variables. So x and y. X should be the price of the terrace, and y is the price of the outfield seats. Now the next thing that you need to do is construct and solve. How you want to do this is use the given. So Mrs. K, she bought 4 tickets on the terrace, 4 tickets in the outfield, and it cost her $585.40. And then myself, I bought 6 in the terrace, 4 in the outfield, and it cost me $765.40. Now to save on room, the unknown is your part 1. So just do yourself a favor tomorrow and just rewrite it. Your unknown is the price of the terrace, which should be your x, and then your y is the price of the outfield tickets. Now to do the hard part, you want to make sure that you construct the equation correctly, or the equations. It's the 4x because you bought 4 terrace tickets, and then 4 outfield tickets, and Mrs. Corrigan has paid that much. And then I bought the 6 terrace tickets and the 4 outfield tickets, and I paid this much. So the method that we taught you to do elimination, you multiply the first parenthesis by the opposite coefficient in the second equation, and then you multiply by the first coefficient in the first one. When you do that, you get negative 24x plus negative 24y equals negative 3512.4. When you multiply the 4 in, you get 24x plus 16y equals 4 times $765.40. You get 3,061.4. So then you add the equations together. The x's eliminate, you get negative 8y. And then negative 3,512.4. And this is actually a 6. I'm sorry, guys. That should be a 6. Plus 3,061.6. You should get negative 4.50 Divide by negative. And when you do that, you should have gotten $56.35. Now what I recommend you doing, go straight to part 3 and fill in that box. Your y stood for your outfield. So your outfield will be 56.35. Now to find the x, you want to substitute it into one of the equations, either the first one or the second one. I like to choose the first. So it's going to be 4x plus 4 parentheses 56.35 equals the original amount. So once you multiply that and you have a two-step equation, you're going to get x equals 90. And I'm running out of room, so I'm not going to show that work. So the answer for the terrace, the price is $90. For this next part, explain why your answers to part 3 make sense. You want to plug it back in. You want to say 4 parenthesis 90 plus 4 parenthesis 56 and 35 cents equals the $585.40. If you throw that in the calculator, you should get a true statement. And then you do the same for my situation. I bought 6 tickets at $90 plus the 4 tickets at the 56.35. What should that equal? It should equal my $765.40. So that gets me a true statement. So you need to write a complete sentence. You need to say, these answers make sense in the real life problem because they actually equal the amount that they spent, or that they equal the amount in the equation, and we got 2 true statements. Something along those lines, and we are going to grade you on if you use a capital letter sentence and your reasoning is correct. But we can't tell you exactly what to write. You have to think about the process a little bit. Now moving on, if you would have checked your answer already, you don't have to do it again. So Mrs. K and Mrs. Kerr bought tickets to the baseball game on June 3rd. So they tell us the June 3rd price was the $228.90. Now, if we would have bought 2 tickets for the outfield box, we use this price plus the 3 tickets with a $90 price tag. What would our total be? You want to just throw that into the calculator. And you can do this on your phone if you're at home. So 2 times 56.35 plus 3 times 90. And you'll get a large amount of $382.70. Now the question should read, calculate and explain which day the seats are better. So which one do you think is better? The price tag of $228.90 or the price tag of $382.70? In this case, the June 3rd game is cheaper. And we had some students today find the difference, and that's fantastic. You can do that as well. Is cheaper, so it's a better value. So remember, what we're looking for is complete sentence, period at the end, capitalization for proper nouns and in the beginning of the sentence, and explaining your reasoning. Why do you think the day is better? Why do you think June 3rd is better than June 13th? If you still need help on this, I will be at school on Friday before school at 6:45. Thanks, guys, for listening.